Yo, what's going on? So today in this video, I want to talk about how Wall Street crashes the market and like why red days be happening and how to handle the red days. So I've been trading for a year, full time, like all in now. But one thing that I've learned is the market is biased to go up, right? And so I've had some I've had trading days where the market was straight red. And then, like, in the beginning, I would get scared. I would get scared out, right? I would lose money on a trade. And if I would have just held that same trade for 2 days, I would have been in the green and stuff like that. So, we're going to break down how Wall Street crashes the market. So, number one, you got to understand that there's smart money and there's dumb money, right? Smart money is the institutional money. That's all the banks. And then the dumb money is the a lot of retail investors, which is basically regular everyday people who are trading and investing, or dumb money could be the people that don't know what they're doing as well. But the smart money and the institutional money is what you really want to follow and understand. So the people on Wall Street, they're not like they don't know price targets for stocks for real, right? A lot of times they're not doing the technical analysis. But what I've learned is over time is because they have so much money, they can sell off stocks out of their positions to drive a price down, and then they can buy back in at certain prices so that they can make money to the upside, right? So when you see, certain stocks dropping, that are good companies, then you need to be anticipating the run up. As long as we're not like in a 30% drawdown or something like that in the market, right? So you have to understand what's really happening here and what's really going on. So I have on my computer some examples and like what happens so that you can understand and see what really could be going on, right? So we gonna go to the computer and then we gonna share this, right? So I got Yahoo Finance right here, right? So we got Yahoo Finance, right? So we're looking at Nvidia. So I want you to see this is the line chart, and then we're gonna go to the actual charts, right? So we're gonna go to Nvidia here, right, on the daily. All right, cool. So check this out. So every time that there was a drop, it had went up, right? So let's look back in July. Nvidia was at 118 and then it went up, okay, 120. And then it dropped and then boom, right? But this is like a more substantial drop. So Nvidia dropped down to 103, right? And then this was on August. This is showing that it was on August 30th. And then look what happened. Couple weeks later, it was at 116. But peep this. August 5th, the stock was at $100. And then it came down a little bit lower to $97. Now, this is a time where everybody was worried. This is a time where everybody was scared, right? Then look what happens. This is on August 7th. It was at $98, right? August 7th. Now, 3 weeks later, 12 days later, the stock was at 128, 129, right? So that is $30 of price movement. If you would have got into an option contract, a call trunk contract here and held it for a month out, you would have literally made 100% or more on your money. Probably, maybe like depending on how much you invest, you would have made a lot of money, right? But then look what happens. A month later, same thing happens. It drops back down to 103 on September 6th. 6 days later, it's at 115, right? So look at all, but look at the trend. It's still going up, and now these lows are higher than these lows, right? So when you see a stock go up, let's say right here, it's at 128 and then it's hovering there for a couple days and then it drops down to 100, you need to be loading up right here because you know it's gonna come back up here unless everything is just like much more downturn, but you can ride the stock to the downside, right? And this is just NVIDIA, but let's go to the charts and really see and understand what was happening. So this is back in August, right? NVIDIA was right here. On July, it closed at 116, came down. So here it came down to 92, right? It opened at 92, but it closed at 100, right? So here's what happens. When we're looking at this chart right here, this is the bounce. But I'm gonna do a whole video on candlesticks, but this bounce here, it was always above this 200 EMA, which is still a good sign. If it was below this, the stock would have dropped lower, but it was above this, and then it just went up, right? So this is the ebbs and flows of the actual stocks. We could go to any stock, right? Let's look at SPY, S&P 500. Look what's happening with SPY. It's on an uptrend. It dropped down this is back in October. It came down to it was at 403. Look at this. It was at 403 in October, right? On October 27th. And then a week and a half later, it was at 430. 2 months later, the stock is now at 586 and its highest was 606, right? But look at every single drop. So right here, boom, right? It was at 553 and then look what happened. So the date was August 5th, and this is the same time that NVIDIA dropped, right? So it was at 508 and that was on August 5th. And then literally the end of the month, it's at 560. So it went from 508 to 560 in a week and a half, right? You can look at any stock in the market. Anytime that there's red days or red periods, you need to be excited because it's time for you to load up. Whether you're getting into really shares, but if you get into some call options, as long as the actual chart is showing you what's happening, you're good money, right? So it does not matter. Red days, don't be fazed by red days, right? Let's go to Palantir, one of my favorite stocks, right? All right, boom. So look at Palantir. So if we go to the 6 month, right? Back in August, the stock was trading at $24. Now its highest was $82, right? We're at $68. We may go a little bit lower, another $10 or so, but then once it reaches the bottom, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to shoot up. This stock has been trending up right here, so it's actually due for some type of a correction, right? So it doesn't matter what stock you're looking at. As long as the company is a good company, that's the biggest key. As long as a company is a good company, you're going to win every time if you buy the dip, right? And that's why they say buy the dip. Because if you buy the dip, when everybody is fearful, you buy in and then it goes up. When everybody is no longer fearful and they're experiencing euphoria and they're buying the stock back again, you sell it, you sell your option contracts, and you benefit off of that upward momentum and you benefit off of that wave, right? But what I've learned is your emotions are going to try to get the best of you when you're starting to learn how to trade and invest like the right way, in a methodical way. And so you have to really understand that red days, they don't last forever. Red periods, they don't last forever. They don't last forever. A lot of the times they last for a short period of time unless the actual whole market is just going down, right? But the whole market is not just going down, down, down for a while. Now, we may have a drop in the market right now, but I think for maybe another year or so, we're going to be trending up after we have the correction, whatever the correction is. But as a trader and an investor, it's slightly different mindsets. As a trader, depending on if you're scalping or swinging or day trading, you're going to have your strategy. But as an investor, you want to just invest in good companies and just hold for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Because one thing I heard before is if you want to create generational wealth, you got to learn how to hold your assets and investments for a generation. And that's real deep and that's real heavy, right? So this is how you handle red days and red periods in the market. And you always want to have the money in your actual brokerage account. So when it's time, when you have these red days and when you have these red periods in time, you could go invest because you make your money when you buy. If you buy a stock that's a good company at a cheap price, you're going to guaranteed make money over time. It's just what it is. That's just how the game go, right? So this is how you handle red days. Don't get discouraged by red days. Sometimes you got to wait it out. Sometimes you have to be patient. That's the biggest thing that I've learned. You have to be patient. You have to be patient, and you also have to understand the game. You have to understand what's going on. You have to understand the market, and you have to study. You have to learn from other people because if you don't do that, you're going to be panicking, right? So if you're in a play and something drops, but you know its ultimate target is here or here, that's when you just stay calm and stay focused and lock in and just allow the time to go by and do what it does. But handling red days is a very important thing on red days. And also, the trend is your friend. So if you see it's a red day, you should be looking at puts to the downside. It's that simple, right? The trend is your friend. Don't go against the trend, thinking that it's going to go up when you clearly see it's going down and everything is going down, right? So you got to know how to handle that part, but that's how you handle red days and red times in the market. Don't be scared. It's nothing to be fearful of. I used to be fearful of red days. I used to not even want to trade during red days. But once I really understood what the game was and how Wall Street works, they're just trying to get back in these plays, right? They're just trying to get back in these plays so that they can make more money. So that's why Wall Street will crash a stock or the market so that they get out of their positions at the top. They drop the stock, right? Because when you get out, that creates selling pressure. Stocks drop. A lot of people panic, and then the stock goes to a level. Then they get in, then they ride it right back up, but higher. It's how it goes every single time, right? So know the game, understand the game, and play the game, and benefit from the game. All right. Always remember, get out of your head, get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.